Ag Week Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
With November in our rearview mirror, what kind of weather will December hold? Here's John with our Agri-weather outlook.
Weather pattern, it's full on December, and the weather is certainly showing us the milder side of December, at least across the northern plains. We've had a pretty significant warm spell this past weekend, and I'm forecasting more of that over the next week or two, with temperatures getting up into the 40s and 50s, even up into the northern latitudes of the United States. Meanwhile, across the southern part of the country, it's not Arctic air, but it's a little cooler than average or near average for December, a decidedly wintry pattern as winters go in the deep south. Overall, we're looking at fewer storms around the United States and southern Canada. So what's going on here? This is classic results of El Nino. In the El Nino, go way south of here to the tropics and out across the Pacific. And El Nino versus La Nina. In El Nino, it's just a circulation pattern. There are more thunderstorms here on the eastern side of the tropical Pacific. That has the ability to at times energize the southern jet stream, weaken the northern jet stream, and you'll see this pattern tends to keep the frigid air really locked up further north. Doesn't mean it's going to be this way all winter, but it certainly is this way for now. And it also makes the southern branch of the jet stream a little bit more active, and the northern branch tends to be a little bit weaker. So what we're seeing is fairly mild weather from the Dakotas, Minnesota, all through the Great Plains. Of course, the higher elevations of the Rocky Mountains stay below freezing. And this lobe of low pressure here over the northeastern part of the United States into eastern Canada is relatively cold, but it's not frigid. This is just freezing weather in through New England and just cool weather down through the middle Atlantic states. And as we go through the mid part of the week, here comes some of those 40s and 50s, getting up as far north as North Dakota and parts of southern Saskatchewan. As we go through the week, the pattern will flip around. The main ridge will shift a little bit east and weaken a bit. And as it does so, we'll see slightly cooler weather drop into the north. There will be some periods of warm weather across the south, but overall, there will be some opportunities for some fairly cool weather, particularly as we head into the second week of this forecast, which is getting on into mid-December. The troughiness increases here, the jet streams dip a little further south, and you get some relatively cool weather dropping into much of the southern states, but we don't really see terribly cold weather dropping into the northern United States. Frigid weather, sub-zero temps will happen across southern Canada and central Canada because it's dark and it's just wintertime, but I don't see that penetrating that far to the south. So in general, this week, it's going to be relatively dry in the northern plains, maybe some little light snows here and there, quite dry here across the southern states, a little bit of a stormy weather in the northeast, and the second week really looks very quiet with only the Pacific Northwest and Rockies getting much precip.